Hello to anyone watching, my name is Peter Clutton and I will be your moderator for this commentary. I am joined today by two gentlemen, both of whom in the course of their roles have had to do many acts of villainy. So if they can now both introduce themselves in the order of who has created the most heinous acts in the last week.
I don't know about you. The most heinous act I did was like dropping a Subway on someone.
A train or a sandwich?
No, a sandwich, a meatball sub.
Right.
So it would probably been better if I did drop a train on them, considering the mess it made.
Excellent.
Right.
And sorry, not to take away from your heinous act, but what's your name?
Hi, I'm Alexander Clowes, and I played the lovable rogue Jaiku Fleet.
Fantastic. And the gentleman sat not beside you at all, but elsewhere?
And I am Andrew Soutar, and I played Dusk, the poor sod that's getting beaten up right now.
And running away valiantly. Run away.
Run away.
More
Run away.
running.
And run away again.
No. Oh, no. Oh, fancy it, fitness. Hi. Sorry, we just completely derailed the commentary there.
Wasn't that kind of the point?
This is true. A lot of the commentary is just to give people a laugh while they're watching something again.
It's like video game testing. The idea is to break it.
Oh, don't worry, I plan on breaking a lot of things. Wait.
Now, this is a sequence that's heavily, well, there's no other way of putting it, heavily out of place, because it was recorded with a different intention in mind than to be a prologue to an episode.
That was my fault entirely for being unavailable.
Oh, your fault entirely for what? For having a life? How dare you?
No, for having a job.
Well, yeah, I mean, they do tend to get in the way, don't they? But the way that it's turned out, I mean, I was certainly very satisfied with it, and it felt like it flowed nicely on the day. But there was, I think you'll be able to give us some more information on this, Andrew. There was a missing element to this scene. There was something that was going to be your weapon for the series, but never actually. You know what I'm talking about?
No, my
The
toy
weapons that never got used?
Yeah, I've no idea where they've ended up now. I left them at Steve's one day. They just haven't resurfaced at all.
That's because it became assimilated with Steve's collection. It kind of what happens. Like when I was living with him, my stuff would randomly just appear in his room and then disappear, never to be seen again. It's something like some sort of nerd black hole that just takes things into it.
You think Steve might have some sort of nerdy kleptomania?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, we must get him in for the next commentary and stage an intervention during it.
Now then, you have a problem. This scene. I remember this one. I would ask the viewers to refer to the episode 4 gag reel to see some insights into issues that we had recorded in this scene.
Yes.
So would you say that this was a challenging scene to film then, Mr. Clowes?
It wasn't a challenging scene to film, it was a challenging scene to actually get to appear on the film. That was the issue. If I recall correctly, we were at your house quite late at night and we had 4 portable barbecues. In case anyone's never seen them before, they're essentially a tin foil basin with charcoal and a grill over it. And using those, we tried to recreate the effect of a fire. The thing is, they don't burn that brightly.
No, they're designed for heat, not light.
Exactly. So it took us, I think we got through the first 2 without getting any actual usable footage. We tried to use a phone, but that just ended up blinding Stephen. And then we had luck with the 3rd one, a couple of sheets of paper and a lot of gasoline. I'm kidding about the gasoline.
Hey,
seriously,
where's the
kids.
script? Oh no, it's on the fire!
Funnily enough, that did almost happen. The wind blew one of the ashes over onto a sheet of paper that I actually had between my feet there to read my lines. and
The
almost
script.
yeah, my script. That magical thing that tells me what to say in front of the camera. And that almost like went up in flames. And by almost, I mean not really at all.
Yeah, well, it also would have
Yeah.
helped if all of you weren't wearing black at the time.
Yeah, well, I think I've got the worst of it there because I'm in black mask, black scarf, black
Oh,
shirt.
you
I think
see
the only
are his
black hair. I
eyes.
think the only thing you can see is my forehead.
Forehead
This
and
is
eyes.
this is something I need to interject on quickly, actually, because something I've forgotten to comment on in the past is that the really good thing about the poor lighting of this scene is it enabled us to disguise Steve's hair or lack thereof.
Oh yes, I remember that because this was shot out of sequence with stuff later in the episode where Stephen has his traditional long hair. This was shot.
Wavy Leon locks.
Yeah, his wavy Leon locks. This was, if I recall, we actually filmed this the night before we filmed a lot of the scenes for episode 5. So the majority of episode 4 was already in post-production at this point.
Yes, and because Steve has to appear with his long hair in the very next scene, which is supposed to take place the following morning, the fire enabled me to not. I don't think anyone with an eagle eye is going to be fooled, but hopefully fewer people took the time to notice.
See, I personally still in the camp of you should just Photoshop something onto it. I mean, they did it with Shatner a lot.
Do you know where it
Aye.
is? Oh yes.
Oh.
Spectacular.
But yes, I think this scene works much better in our memories if we imagine that we were in great danger the whole time.
You say
Yeah.
great danger. Jaiku Fleet is never in great danger. His contingency plans have contingency plans.
And the best thing to do
Yes.
when you're in danger at
Again,
night is to
good.
light a fire so everyone can see you.
That's always a smart move.
Jaiku, it's your watch.
I do like this scene. It kind of set. If I recall, we had the winter special thing in between these two, and it kind of sets up Leon's whole distrust of Jaiku. As a proper character development. Have I ever mentioned to you how much I really like the intros for the opening credits for these episodes?
Now, I'm sure you probably have, but I can't remember. So
So I probably haven't then.
inundate me with compliments.
I don't know, it's just I absolutely love the editing, and you've very much carried over the anime style of opening credits very well.
Well,
It's Drew crying.
Not crying, dying quietly.
okay. Oh, not that quietly, I could hear it. Are you alright?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
His eyes will disappear in a few seconds.
What did you do?
Not just coughed.
Okay.
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
And
Into
then-
the microphone, that's why it sounded more apocalyptic.
I did cover it.
But yes, I mean, referring specifically to this opening sequence, it was pretty much, it was carried over very simply from the previous ones. All that I had to do was account for the extra face in the credits, your good self, Mr. Soutar, and that was it.
Still, like I say, they always look fantastic to me. Then again, I'm a kiss ass.
Looking for a job soon? In the next series?
Yeah. Never know what Time Productions or Page Productions have in the works. Just get my CV in there quickly.
That's okay. We'll consider it. We've got a lot of things coming up. And when can you start?
How about next to whenever my job lets me?
Oh, jobs again.
I'm a remnant.
Anyway, so this is a lovely scene that we're on, isn't it?
Yeah, one of the few days when we actually had some glorious sunshine to film in.
Yes. Now Andrew should remember this day because he was along for it. In fact, this might even have been the same day we filmed that fight scene in the prologue.
Sounds about right.
Yep. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's you on the camera.
Oh, that explains the cameramanship.
That was uncalled for.
I learned that Blue men
Uncalled for.
they have a comradeship.
Accurate.
Lies they're out
It's
of
a thin line.
The cameramanship is fine. Look, the only problem with this scene is that the footage quality is horrible because the camera got corrupted. Nothing to do with Andrew, by the way. But yeah, the footage from this scene had to be re-retrieved using a FireWire.
Was this the same corruption that involved the camera falling into the sea?
It may have.
When did it fall into the
there's a lot of things that goes on.
When did it fall into the sea?
In actual fact, it didn't. It fell off the tripod while it was on the stone pier at Crammond. The battery dislodged and fell in the water. The camera did not. But the fall damaged the camera badly enough that we couldn't then retrieve footage off of it.
I just always remember as the day you told me how you were recording it at the pier, and then you turned around and suddenly the camera was gone, and it was just the ocean.
Yeah, it's like it's like some sort of strange comedy sequence where a person is walking to the horizon and suddenly falls down a rabbit hole.
I remember recording
As
this
you do.
part. We were actually so close together. In a scene, it was awkward.
Yes. I
I'm surprised
feel
you didn't hit each other's
yes,
heads.
we were close in shot, and we were emotionally close as well.
I'm surprised you
Nah.
didn't hit each other's. Oh, okay, never mind.
Leon, just practicing.
You know, he actually did hit me really hard that day. He wanted it to be authentic. I thought he knew he was just vindictive.
How many times did we do that shot? Do you remember?
Actually, I can't.
No.
I-
I'm
I-
just wondering whether, you know, as a man who's been forced to fall over multiple times, whether Steve even insisted on hitting you multiple times.
Yeah, I guess he thought I could take it.
Hmm.
Oh.
Now this is technically the scene that introduces your character, Andrew, except
Yeah,
you're
but
not
that's
in it,
not
are you?
me.
Yes, that is of course the fantastic talent of the currently absent Mr. Sean Robertson. How do you feel he brings across the essence of you?
That well, eh?
Oh, Sean's brought on a seizure.
That's how bad it's been. No, I think in the entire of the Ninja spin-off, I think me and Leon are the only two characters that haven't had Sean play as our replacement at one point or another.
You're 50% correct.
Oh, with the two others?
Sean has never played you.
Oh, so he did it with Steve. Okay.
He did. Let's play a game now. Let's see who's the first to spot a shot where Sean is playing Steve.
Well, that. Oh, so it's actually in this episode.
It's in this episode.
Oh God, I've watched this.
In fact, I would say as an interesting trivia note, every character in the main cast of this episode, apart from the characters played by you and me, Alex, are at some point played by Sean.
Oh well. Don't I feel unique?
Mm.
I don't know. I've seen this episode so many times. I mean, of the 54 views it's probably had. Oh no, it's got significantly more. That's a different number entirely.
Yes, I rebut that entirely.
Out of all the views it has, I've probably had about a quarter of them. I get bored at work a lot. It's a shame. I would actually wonder what that tastes like.
You want to honestly know what that tasted like?
Water?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me get this straight.
Hmm?
You were the one that said, under no circumstances, remove your mask. But you're the one that removed the mask first.
I'm sorry, I love Patrick's face in this. It's just,
Now,
tasty.
there was a good reason for me removing my mask there, because I had to let Jin know who he was talking to.
Tonic?
Because there's no way he could have figured it out on his own.
No, Drew, not a gin and tonic. That was a riffy.
Also, not me.
No.
That's not you, that's Steve.
No, I think that's Sean. That's definitely Sean.
You think that's Sean?
Steve.
No, wait, that's Steve. I was there for that.
Did you think the whole time?
Secretly, there is no Steve. There's only Sean.
You've spent that whole scene thinking, Sean, you're looking very Steve-like today.
Ooh, spooky thing in the background.
No, it's only Steve.
I thought that was you that time.
What, the cloaked figure against the wall?
Hand on the wall, hand off the wall, and I'm back.
But yes, it is me in the black cloak. Every time, I think. I would usually ask Sean to do something like that, but no.
I don't. Yeah, Sean was here on this filming part, wasn't he?
Yeah, at this stage in filming, Sean was there most days,
Such as this.
particularly when we had a large cast.
Sadly, for you they are one and
I
the
mean,
same.
this is amazing, Peter. How did you get your voice to go so gravelly?
Always.
Well,
not that difficult to actually you.
what I did was I had Andrew record my voice for me. No, no, what I basically did was have you ever seen a sword swallower?
Where do you think your friend
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, right, well, if you can imagine what that art involves, I basically did the same but with a didgeridoo. No, of course not. I had a team of I had Audacity.
Yeah, I imagine, but that just put a disturbing mental image in my mind that I will never forget.
Excellent.
Yarr,
That is what Dominion is there for, to produce disturbing mental images
Yarr,
with his
it'll
psychic
replace-
powers.
It'll replace the white whale in my nightmares.
the fall?
Yeah, I have nightmares about white whales.
I have nightmares about a lot of things. A lot of it related to this scene.
Telepathy. If you knew who I was, you wouldn't
It was
dare
disconcerting, the whole black mask thing.
ask. Raven has it
I have
really
noticed
been
one
so
thing,
long
as the series
you could
progresses, I get
reason
more and more
with
shouty.
what your cause. I see in your mind the same
Yes, but
thing
we're
I
not yet
saw
into
when
villainous shouty
betrayed
mode.
me.
Yeah, the viewers can look forward to that later.
Spoilers!
I work on any commentary under the assumption that he who has watched it, or she, has already watched the uncommentated version.
Also, like, technically
Oh, yeah.
my character starts as a, well, not a villain of the series, but he's villainess. He's a thief. He steals things. He's not a nice person most of the time. It just so happens that these fine gentlemen have coerced me into working with them by putting a exploding talisman on my arm.
Well, you know, if you won't answer our calls...
Yeah. I think I still have that line about somewhere. Oh wait, it's still attached to me.
Thanks for doing this commentary, by the way.
Yes. When you kind of invite me with the opening line, so how's your left arm doing? It's
You feeling attached to it still?
a little bit, just until I get the chainsaw I ordered.
Now, I was quite serious what I said at the start about you both playing villains, and even my character's a villain in this to some, at some stage. This is the first time when we really have the main cast comprised at least 50% of people whose intentions are less than noble.
This is true.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a fact that makes me very fond of this episode. But it'd just be good to hear from you both a bit about what you felt about the sort of the duality of your characters' natures, sort of coerced into noble acts.
Well, with Jaiku, I mean, he's. I always felt he would self-serving character, so it's not so much that he's villainous for villainous sake or world domination. He just simply wants to fulfill his own needs and wants, and that tends to be shiny things. He's not entirely against doing noble things, just so long as they profit for him in the end.
You have desecrated
Yeah, perhaps Magpie would have been a better name than Raven.
Swear your loyalty to the mask you
And so, and Andrew, your character Dusk was I mean, the character was largely conceived by Michael in the original series, but the persona of Dusk is something that's quite important to you, I think, because it's a name you came up with. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Well, originally
Yeah.
I wanted the guy to be mute.
Mute, did you say?
Yes.
How did that work out for you?
Well, it didn't work out very well because he talks a lot.
Yes, and in his first appearance with a crazy accent, I believe.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Anyway, but for this episode, how did you find the scripting for Dusk? Sorry, I didn't get the memo about you wanting him to be mute, I'm afraid. But
Well, it wasn't him for half of it.
well, less than half. But I see your point.
I think he means for the parts where you actually spoke, without the crazy accent for once.
Indeed, and for anyone counting, that's Sean there.
Oh, is that Sean? Okay.
Yep.
Ah, missed it.
It was also, so just for clarification, it was also Sean for the majority of the scene where Dominion is standing over Leon, kneeling in front of him.
Okay, right.
Anyway, yes. How did you find the written dialogue for Dusk in this episode?
Move on.
Oh.
That good, eh?
No, I
Um,
haven't watched this in a while, so I can't remember the dialogue.
That's perfectly understandable. You'll be hearing it in front of you any second now.
I don't know him any better than you.
I was trying to bring Dusk across as somebody running from his past, essentially.
Dusk. I thought you were dead.
I'm sorry, just that
No.
that little chin bit there.
Yeah, that sting, it wasn't really meant as a dun-dun-dun moment, but
Either worked out
it kind of ended up that way.
Oh, it works.
Ah, I was wearing my knee support that day.
Yes, you were. Was it useful to you?
Not generally, no.
nations, there are ninjas who wear that mask.
Yeah, I know it got pretty sort of rainy and mucky and horrible that day, but hopefully, well, I was about to say hopefully you managed to keep your footing, but I think we both slipped over at least a couple of times.
When they idolize,
Couple?
they obey him
No, I
without
wasn't
question.
counted.
Come to his side at a snap of a
But not as much as when you were filming that episode in the snow.
Only one
Well,
Because you tend to spend a lot of your time falling over.
Minions of the land.
yeah, that one was a mixture of intentional and not so much.
Does
And here comes
inner
my
eye
favourite
deceive
fight scene in the series.
The raven
Glad to hear
intends
it.
to stand and fight.
I do.
It is. It's interesting because in this fight scene, what you see is actually a lot of melee combat with Jaiku, which, considering his entire conception as a character was that he fought at long range, kind of put him out of his element.
Hmm.
Oh, the
Yes.
minions.
And yet, despite that, the thing about Jaiku coming in only the previous numbered episodes, if you like, is that we still have a lot of introducing to do in this episode to him. So I kind of wanted him to take control, essentially take control of the plot and kind of take control of the group, which which is certainly borne out with his knowledge of the henchmen in the guild.
Well, that was exactly why the rest of the party brought him in, because they needed the expertise that he had.
He needed
Um,
someone on the underside.
Yeah, pretty much someone that knows the seedy underbelly, knows where to get the stuff that you need and the information that you require.
And because we needed Jaiku to slowly become more trustworthy and more honourable in a sense, Dusk coming in here kind of fills that role of less trustworthy member of the group. Would you agree with that, Andrew?
I missed half of that.
I'm just saying that Jaiku is a character who's the group's trust in him grows, whereas Dusk is pretty much a known quantity from the start.
Well, they don't know much about him. And remember how many times it took to get that sequence right?
No.
Left, right, left.
There's also some
Headshot.
fantastically bad. Sorry, say again. What did you say there?
I think we may have lost him again.
No, you haven't lost me. You haven't lost me. I'm still here. I'm still here.
Excellent. Good to hear from you.
Yeah. This is leading up to an emotional part in the.
Yes, I mean we covered this briefly in the last commentary. Just how little material for Patrick we were able to put into this episode.
Because you didn't get, because the entire thing was Patrick was moving away, and you didn't really
and
get much time to.
We had one day. Everything for his part in the episode was filmed in one day. The remainder was done using Sean in a costume and mask.
Yeah, so it's understandable, and it was quite upsetting in a way, because Patrick was meant to be quite a big part of the story in the series, and to have to cut his character short like that was it was a shame. I was looking forward to what essentially looked like a Seal and Jaiku team up, because obviously a lot of things were Leon and Alzek, and it was looking to be Seal and Jaiku, and then Seal suddenly no longer a part of it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a story twist I enjoyed having to take. But for an episode with problems, and this one had production problems in the ladles full, it turned out better than I could ever have hoped.
Yeah, I mean, what you managed to do with the story afterwards was fantastic, and it fit in quite well. I imagine there might have been a few people who, if they didn't know about Patrick having to leave production, they may have thought that was just the way the story went.
With enough speed.
I can only hope that the writing gives that impression, but I just don't know. Yes.
Percussion.
So, yes. I mean, you got quite intimately familiar with Sean filming this scene, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually lost count of the number of times he ran into me, or like we missed the timing for the block, and I got a drumstick in the eye. Still, I love this bit. It's the way he turns into it. It's amazing. He almost rivals me in the hurting myself area. And here's where we really get to see Jaiku's main fighting style. Long range, trickery, and always trying to be in control.
Something that's not quite so upfront about this scene is the music, which anyone with a discerning ear might notice that it takes a slightly different turn in this episode. And that's very largely thanks to Andrew, because it was you that provided me with a whole host of music from Guild Wars.
Oh, that's where it came from.
Yeah. I mean, not all of the new stuff, but the vast majority of it came from those couple of soundtracks that you very kindly gave me a copy of.
Sorry, but I got everything I need from you
Oh,
before.
that's interesting.
Yeah, no, well, I liked how it was. The episode itself was able to have a new tone to it, and the music supported that.
I do have to say that as the series progressed, I found that the music did become a much more fitting. It just kind of flows better with the action and the emotions that we see on the
We aren't sacred to you.
screen
We're
itself.
even sacred enough to have separate identities. One mark fits all.
I like to hope that, at least to some degree, our proficiency in most areas has increased as the series has gone on. Yeah.
And not just the length of the episodes.
Well,
Because what was it? We started out with episodes lasting about 20,
Initially,
25 minutes.
a 20-minute episode was episode 1, and by the time we'd finished, we were over an hour, so that was nice.
Slow progression. But it's just the amount of content that we were trying to squeeze into each episode that there was no wonder. I mean, I think we could have if we wanted to, we could have easily have made it like a 10 episode series of 20 minutes, but
killing me might set
Well,
them free again.
could have
Take
been.
my chances.
well, it could have
That was lovely to put together.
What are you doing?
That zipline
Pushing
sequence.
your self-destruct. How can we still fight?
I hope you didn't find having to replace what was intended to be the Tonfa's weapon with the wooden sword. I hope you didn't find that too lame a downgrade, Andrew.
No.
I have to say, you seem to handle it well enough. I mean, like some of the scenes here are actually quite very well executed. Just gotta wonder how many times it took you to get them right.
Oh, we had several cracks at the choreography.
And by cracks,
Didn't we?
by cracks you mean Andrew getting hit over the head, or you getting almost stabbed in the eye.
There weren't as many
Oh,
actual
okay.
mishaps, I guess, but yeah.
Okay, so
Although-
it's just me and Sean that had all the accidents then.
Oh no, there was plenty of falling over in the rain that day.
Yeah.
matter. I'll be gone anyway.
What have you done?
My destiny triad is surrounded.
Here we come. Here we
Nothing
come
gets
to it.
in or out.
You dare come between my henchman and I. You will
If only he
die
didn't
for
drink all
this.
that alcohol.
Downhill.
This is a lesson for you kids. Don't drink a ninja.
This won't disappear until the last man stands.
So
It's Andrew's fault. He drugged him.
No, it wasn't. That was Sean.
thief.
Touche.
Don't deny your guilt, Andrew.
It's up to you now.
It may have been Dusty did it, but it wasn't me. In other words, Mind Crush!
Uranium core.
An element of that in there, but it's not until next episode that we actually use that. Yes.
Maybe he didn't die.
Oh,
And now
well.
his shirt is with the wind.
Yeah, I did that scene to mirror the death of Shark Den Den, Patrick's previous villain character. Disappeared into thin air and left one iconic article of clothing behind.
Blasted him.
Next thing you know,
It
you're
was a
gonna,
belt in that case, just in case anyone's wondering.
You're gonna introduce Patrick as the third brother of the third Den Den brother. And
Well, there has been
he-
talk
he-
of. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say he's the comical one. So what ends up happening is when he dies, it's just a pair of polka dot underwear that fly through the air.
Oh no! Alex!
Back where you belong.
Talk to Patrick, he might be up for that idea. But no, there not so much a third. There has been talk of their father, Whale Den Den.
Whale Den Den.
I say
Not in all seriousness, incidentally. He's not going to turn up.
Use it.
Oh well, okay. Yeah, I was thinking that we were going the way of Page Productions.
Looks like you're planning
Yeah.
to work. And if your friends and Spencer are about
We
to
love
do
you,
it,
Mike.
They won't. Don't you see?
We're on to you.
There is another way. Why overcomplicate things?
I'll give you this.
Not long down,
Second
Joe, done for.
similarity between you two and your parts in the series. Not only are both your characters in the murky grey area between villain and hero, but you're also basically the two people who provided the entirety of their own costumes.
Dusk.
Yeah, that is
If
true.
you
I mean,
use that,
as I've said
I
before,
won't be
the
responsible
costume
for
was
what
mostly
happens.
made up of stuff just lying around the house.
get
It was
paid.
an old sleeveless shirt, a motorcycle heated long sleeve vest, and a snood.
Mhm.
Just kicking that I just had kicking about and thought, hey, these look well together. And if I tie the belt with a ninja headband, suddenly I'm Naruto.
And what about you, Andrew? Where did the pieces of your costume come together from?
What I happened to be wearing that day, I think. To be
Excellent.
honest. The only things I didn't provide was the weapons, I think. Aside from the daggers.
But if by weapons you mean the wooden swords,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But you did reply. I can't speak today. You did supply the throwing weapons
Yes, I did actually, yes.
because they were part of a costume of a different sort, weren't they?
Yeah, the mask guy from V from Vendetta. I think that's actually where you get the cape from for this.
Is that where that came from? Because I knew the Dominion cape belonged to you, and I must return that to you, by the way.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't realise it was from that costume. Huh. So there's more V for Vendetta in this episode than we ever thought possible. You see, I'm learning things today.
And the more you know.
Mm. So, yeah, and the great thing about those using the knives from that belt is it gave us some throwing knives with some extra visual versatility compared to the kunai.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I do think at some points we kind of overused the throw and kunai thing. I mean, I know it's a ninja series, but really, another kunai fight.
I warned you.
Yeah. Wouldn't hurt to throw in a shuriken or two.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay, you said shuriken. For a second there, I thought you said throw in a shoe. And I thought, actually, that would have made for a good comedic moment.
But who throws a shoe?
A desperate man. Easily could have just been a scene. Jaiku throws a kunai, then another kunai, then his belt, then his shoe. You know,
Please stop. Please
That's right.
stop.
then his trousers, and then
Oh,
we get into a
no.
magic ninja Mike sort of scenario.
I don't know why you're bothering to talk, Alex. I've censored everything that you've just said.
Bleep, 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 bleeping, bleeping.
I know what you fear. I was there to remember.
That just sounds like you're stepping on a goose.
A baby goose, no less. I hope you're proud of yourself.
He's goose stepping.
Oh dear.
No geese were harmed in the making of this commentary.
I'm sorry, viewers. I'm a horrible person and I should not be allowed on the internet.
Shake with the right
And
leg.
yet, strangely, I am. If I can make a pledge, look, shuriken are more difficult to do because you've got to make them turn around as they go, and it's all weird. But I pledge to at least attempt a shuriken throwing before we are done with the ninja series.
And it should be a big thing, like the characters just look at this guy as if he's crazy. It's like, shuriken? Who throws shurikens anymore? Did it-
Anyway, and
did
when
I-
I do it, you will see why I don't do it usually, and why you can't have nice things. And now this
Well-
is a continuity fix, because Leon has accidentally not been wearing his headband for a number of scenes.
Yeah. It's
Right.
amazing how many things Steve forgot about his costume.
Like
the one
sometimes
time
he's
that
wearing
he
his
had a-
glasses.
and this is something you can watch out for, viewers. A Superman belt on in like quite a few scenes.
Fortunately, that doesn't appear until next time. We managed to get through the whole of the filming for this episode without it turning up.
No, yeah. Tied by a sweater. Some villain you were.
Yeah, now
Drew.
there's a story behind that sweater. You remember it, Andrew?
No, I can't do that.
No, please do tell.
You remember why we tied you up with your sweater rather than using rope?
Is that what he's told you?
No, I don't.
Because it wasn't your sweater.
Quest to destroy gun?
It wasn't?
Haven't you thought
Nope.
there's an easier way?
Remember that was the day you forgot your hoodie?
Oh, yeah, so it was.
Yeah.
Oop.
So we used my plain black hoodie, and to disguise the fact that there aren't any markings on it, we used it as a means of restraint.
Gun is clearly dormant.
And thus, viewers, there is method in the madness.
Nah, it's just madness.
Yeah, it's kind of afterthought method. Madness first, method later.
Exactly. Cut off his
Rather
hand,
appropriately,
cut off
we
his
come on
hand.
to the madness at this point.
Cut off his hand!
It's him.
Then he needs to get like some sort of kunai wielding chainsaw attached to it. And we're not going down the Evil Dead route.
Indeed. Look, we had many problems with episode 5, and there was a distinct possibility at some stage that we might not have been able to finish it to satisfaction. So if that had happened, that's probably what I would have re-edited that scene to do. Just have Leon just swing at Alzak and lop his hand off right then and there. Problem solved.
It's better with the head
Problem solved.
to finish the story right there.
You're so dusk-like. You are of one mind.
Why is he not exploding right now?
Exploding?
Oh, because he doesn't have his sunglasses on.
Ah,
It's not instantaneous. His chakra isn't flowing yet properly.
I know, it also doesn't happen if he's unconscious.
Yeah.
This was a weird scene. That point is.
I should
that's
clarify,
pretty weird.
the glasses do have some unspecified security, feature to them. It's not just he has to have his eyes covered.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna explode. Oh, better close my eyes then.
Dormant. I believe that's what you said. Any advance
God,
on that?
it's. How long ago was this scene filmed? I'm trying to remember.
To lose.
Oh.
I don't know, didn't even have my sunglasses that day either.
Well, that didn't take long.
Oh yeah, those are mine as well, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. I couldn't see a bleeding thing that day.
Oh, welcome to my world.
Yeah. Things are finally coming together.
This.
Now,
We're seeing
one thing I personally remember is that this was us attempting, with Guild War music again, if you can hear in the background, was quite a somber, almost lost moment for everyone involved emotionally. Made somewhat difficult to do by the fact that you, Mr. Andrew Soutar, couldn't stop laughing every time I delivered a line.
I do have to admit, I had to stifle a laugh or two.
At least you had
just
the
the way
mask.
when you
asked me outright
talk
in the bar and I
and
couldn't
you
control
act, your head
Now he'll
just
never
kind
know.
of goes as if it's independent of your body. So you're standing there, we're looking at the back of your head, trying to be all serious, and all we see is your blonde hair kind of swishing around as if you're some sort
It's
of
like trying to
excited
act
puppy.
against a mop on a stick.
Actually, that could be a viable replacement for you in the scene if we can't get Sean.
That was nice of you.
Oh yeah, this was the one. Yeah. Hold on.
No, that is my hoodie, isn't it?
That one
yeah,
is
but-
because this was filmed on a different day.
Yeah, because I wasn't here for the first time.
That
it
was
tied
when you
down.
burst out laughing just there.
Yes, it was. I remember that.
It was because he was mesmerized by his own reflection in your sunglasses,
Mm.
Gun, I suppose.
and obviously it's a very funny sight.
And And now comes
I'm
the big
sorry.
explanation, which I didn't give.
You give it to us next time.
No, I actually don't. It's Michael that does it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Too many big words for you. I'm sorry. I'm picking
No,
on
there were
you today.
there were
I don't know.
technological issues. I may also have been going up and down the North Sea at the time.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that old excuse.
The old merchant navy excuse.
Yeah. Where have you been? Oh, I've been in the merchant navy. Oh, a likely story.
Nah.
This is another one of the ending credits I really like. Minimalistic.
Yes, I was happy with this one. I liked how simple it was to put together. In the editing, anyway. Getting all those green screen shots of the individual minions was a nightmare.
Dominion as himself.
See, I should have just asked you to do the voice.
Yeah. I mean that is scary how well you can do that
Yes.
artificial
Do you want
voice.
to, just for the benefit of the viewers, just for a comparison, but without the post effects on my voice, this is how I would sound as Dominion.
Raven. Speechless, I don't blame you.
You see, it just doesn't quite have the same effect.
And technically, viewers, I've always got post effects on my voice.
I kind of sound something like this. It's much higher pitch than usual.
Oh yes, we've added post effects onto the commentary for Alex's voice.
Yeah. I am
No,
not.
I mean, the muffler across your face is a kind of a post effect, if you like.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Post speaking, anyway.
It's just. I don't know why I always went with the mask because it made performing just so much harder.
Sadly, at this point, we must draw this commentary to a close, but I would like to thank you very much both for joining me.
No problem.
No problem.
And thank you for listening along. Hope to see you next time.
See you
Bye-bye.
next
Bye
time.
bye.